Good morning, everyone. It is now 6:30 on this Thursday, October 1st. We're glad you're waking up with us right here on Good Day Austin. Many people looking forward to the next month. I know I am, Dave.
Yeah, and we might get our weather treat on the second day of October, I guess. Right, Zach?
It looks like that front is scheduled to move in tonight. We're always looking forward to the weekend, but especially this one. It's going to feel fantastic outside. Here's the setup. That heat bubble still hanging on barely. We have a front toward north. Very unsettled weather out east with that large area of lower pressure. That low will help push that front through Texas starting tonight. It's really dry, though. We're not expecting a whole lot of rain with the front, maybe a few renegade showers well off toward north. A mix of 60s and 70s. Front hasn't made it in, but still feeling pretty good already. 70 in the heart of Austin. Leave the city, and we have 60s all over the place from LaGrange out toward Llano and Fredericksburg. It's going to turn into a hot afternoon as we kick off October with low to mid 90s. At least the humidity is nice and low. It's a dry heat, 93 in Austin, 94 in San Marcos. And with that front, it's going to usher in more of a fall feel, especially in the afternoon hours. We'll see how cooler it's going to get for the weekend. Coming up in just a few moments. See you then.
Time for traffic. Let's head outside with Randy Taylor. Seeing how that morning commute is shaping up. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Amanda, and traffic is holding up quite nicely. If you're planning on heading out your door soon, it's going to be a good idea. All you have is just a few rush hour delays coming up out of South Austin. You can see 35 near 51st Street. It is wall to wall, but it's nothing out of the ordinary, so you have nothing to worry about. No hangups out there, no incidents. So if you are going to be heading out your door and say traveling westbound on 290 from FM 973 to 35, you're looking at a 15-minute drive. I'm Randy Taylor, Fox 7 Traffic.
Randy, thanks. A hearing today could decide whether former APD Detective Charles Kleinert should go to trial. He faces manslaughter charges in connection with the death of Larry Jackson Jr., but defense attorneys say that case should be dismissed. Fox 7's Nick Spinetto is live outside the federal courthouse downtown with more. Morning, Nick.
Hi, good morning to you, Dave. Yes, Charles Kleinert claims he has federal immunity and the manslaughter charges against him should be dismissed. Kleinert says when he shot and killed Larry Jackson Jr. in July 2013, he was acting as a member of a federal task force. Kleinert testified in his defense yesterday, further explaining what happened that day. Now, he says when he was investigating a bank robbery in central Austin, Jackson came into the bank and allegedly tried to cash a stolen check. Kleinert says while talking to Jackson, Jackson took off running away. After a short chase, the two men got into a scuffle under a bridge. That's when Kleinert says his gun went off, killing Jackson. Jackson family tells us he was executed and Kleinert needs to go to trial. However, Kleinert supporters disagree.
You had a man intent on committing a crime in a bank. He ran from the police. He fought with the police.
He was a respectful young man. He wasn't the villain that some people may pursue him to be. He was like any other young man. He was trying to provide for his family, his kids.
Now, if the judge denies this motion to dismiss these charges and the case moves forward, Charles Kleinert's trial is set to begin November 2nd. Dave, back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you very much.
Police continue to search for a pair of serial robbers whose crimes are becoming more violent. One victim was shot in the face last week. He survived, and now he's telling Fox 7's Ashley Paredes what he went through.
For most, getting robbed at gunpoint would be scary. But instead of towering in fear, 69-year-old James Bushner says he was ready to take down the robbers.
I'm not going to stand here and let him just shoot me. Would that make me brave? I was just fighting for my life. That's simple as that.
Bushner has been with Austin Water Utility for 20 years. It was last Tuesday when he was removing a meter off Manor Road in East Austin. That's when Bushner says he was approached by two black men with ski masks demanding money. Before he knew it, he was being held at gunpoint.
And when I looked up again, he was standing there. And I seen his mask and his mouth, and I looked down. He had that gun in my face. He said, exact words, if you don't give me your wallet or your money, I'm gonna kill you.
Within moments, he was shot, the bullet going straight through his right cheek.
When he walked toward me, I was fitting to take a step forward. Pow! He shot me just like that. And I turned my head, and then I turned right around. I looked straight in the eye.
That's when both suspects ran off. Bushner was taken to UMC Brackenridge, where they took several x-rays and stitched up his cheek.
He's at 800 milligrams, told me take this twice a day, 4 times a day.
But the real struggle, he says, is trying to get over what happened.
I seem like I'm in good spirit, but I still got some, looking on my shoulder reservation, you understand? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, you understand? And they want me to go to some counseling to see how I'm handling.
Austin police believe the suspects in this case are linked to 4 other robberies. They're described as wearing dark clothing, generally wearing hoodies, and use some type of facial covering or mask.
Don't let what happened to me discourage you. Because as long as you live, you're going to run into some crazy. Just don't be like them when you get older.
He's using his faith to stay strong.
This is my study guide.
Bushner planned to retire this December. He says this incident isn't going to force him to do it any sooner.
I forgive that young man. I prayed for him. Now, was that easy? Nope. No. I had to dig down inside.
His hope is that the robbers will see his story and turn their lives around.
That was Fox 7's Ashley Paredes reporting. Bushner has received overwhelming support from the community. Dairy Queen and Austin Achieve Charter School, both near the shooting scene, sent him cards and gift certificates.
Dozens of students and faculty showed up for a forum about the new campus carry law at the University of Texas yesterday. It was the first of 2 public meetings to decide how the university will implement that new law, which allows licensed concealed carry of handguns in UT buildings. Most of those who spoke asked for more handgun restrictions on campus, but public universities only have limited discretion when it comes to regulating the campus carry law. They can't outright restrict concealed handguns. They can restrict campus carry to specific areas. This law goes into effect next August and only applies to concealed carry, not open carry. Anyone 21 or older can get a CHL, and concealed carry is already allowed, again, on the UT campus, but this law expands it into buildings. The next public forum will be held Monday afternoon from 3 to 5 at the Union. Students, faculty, alumni, and other community members are allowed to speak, but they are going to need to sign up in person before that forum begins. Elsewhere in North Texas, high school is once again on alert after a bomb scare. Authorities say the MacArthur High School in Irving received an anonymous call yesterday about a bomb going off in 30 minutes on campus. Students, faculty, and staff were quickly evacuated after the threat, but police didn't find anything suspicious at the school. MacArthur is the same school where a student made national headlines last month after he was arrested for bringing a homemade clock to class. His teacher thought the device was a bomb, and he was cleared of any wrongdoing. No word on whether yesterday's bomb threat had anything to do with that incident.
We're now getting a look into how much money has been raised for presidential candidates. Yesterday marked the end of a 3-month period of fundraising for the race to the White House. Candidates now have to turn over financial documents to federal regulators within 2 weeks. Those documents will include the names of donors who have given at least $250, as well as how much of the money has been spent. A few candidates have already released their fundraising numbers. Dr. Pangarson's camp says it's raised more than $20 million in the 3-month period that ended at midnight. The retired neurosurgeon has been in second place in many recent Republican polls. On the Democratic side, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has raised about $26 million during the reporting period. That's nearly matching frontrunner Hillary Clinton, who's raised $28 million in that same time. Sanders' fundraising comes from mostly small online donations, while Clinton has been getting some big donations from celebrities and large events. Clinton is also getting support from a former Texas state senator. Wendy Davis has formally endorsed Clinton's presidential bid. The former gubernatorial candidate showed her support last night during an event at the Opa Coffee and Wine Bar in South Austin.
I think Bernie Sanders is wonderful, and I love his message. But I do believe that Hillary has shown herself to be the exemplary candidate in terms of the person who's best equipped to lead us. The early polls show that she has a wide lead in Texas.
The Democratic candidates will be taking the stage for their first primary debate in a couple of weeks. It'll be live on CNN on Tuesday, October 13th. Anderson Cooper will moderate.
A government shutdown has been avoided, at least for now, but there's a looming threat that there'll be one before the year ends. We're going to have that story coming up.
It's a beautiful start to October. Clear, dry, and comfortable this morning. First stop out in the hill country at Lampasas, 65 degrees, not an ounce of wind, so clear visibility at 10 miles area-wide. 66 in Georgetown, 60s as far south as San Marcos. And that's just the beginning of the cool down, because when that front comes through, that will take the edge off the heat even in the afternoon. Check out those cooler numbers in that 7-day forecast coming up next.